world champions because they have their leagues and stuff like that. But you know what? I don't care. 2006 world champions, the Carolina Hurricanes, baby. Love it. And a Jacob Slavin bobblehead. Stuff like this is the stuff people can get when they come to these shows, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, before we get to the shows, because we got a show coming up, let me thank our sponsors real quick. Barnes Diamond Gallery, National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Wismart Chappie's Chicken and Great Gas and Oil, Bayshore Animal Hospital, Golden Corral, the law offices of John Drew Warlick, Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer, Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, Humphrey Heating and Air, Jones Onzo EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, and of course, Southern Touch Painting. And thanks to Helen's Kitchen for our delicious Billy Bowls that'll be here shortly. Have you had a Billy Bowl yet?
I have not, but I was thinking about the biscuit this morning. I didn't eat, and I was going to ask you, are we getting biscuits?
Well, we do Billy Bowls now. They're little breakfast bowls, and they're the bomb.
I look forward to trying it.
I already got a text from Chris Miller. Can't wait to see what this says. And Chris was on the Rayford and Kelly show this morning, talking about the Cardinals game coming up tonight against J.H. Rose. It's away, though. Way out yonder. J.H. Rose is a haul. They're in that conference Jacksonville is in North Side, where they go to Greenville, 3 times a year?
Are they the farthest away?
Yeah, the furthest away, yeah. So that's a long trip to play some basketball games. So the Cardinals will be on the road tonight. It will not be on broadcast, but there'll be updates, I'm sure, places you can find it. We'll try and, if I think about it tonight, I'll get some somebody that's at the game and try and get some updates and post them on the website or something so people can keep up. I'll be home nursing myself back to health. I had carpal tunnel surgery, so I can't really do anything. I can't do my powerlifting contests and stuff that I were in, and my fitness and my triathlons and things like that. So I'm gonna have to just take it easy for a week or so. I also want to thank Downey Seating Air for sponsoring our Hurricanes Watch that's coming up. You can tell by what I'm wearing. That's probably a very good Hurricanes report card this week. So you can also find on-demand sports talk podcasts at WSME971.com. And we're live on Facebook and YouTube today. Wave to the internet world. And if you've not done so, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch us live this morning and check out archive shows at YouTube at WSME Radio. Follow us on Facebook and watch live at freedom971.com. And that's all the preliminaries. Let's jump right into cards and all kinds of stuff. Also, exciting news, too. You've actually opened up a location where they can go get this stuff, not have to wait for card shows, right?
That's correct. So I like to call it a card show every day, and I'm at the Twice as Nice Flea Market. Just did a rebuild and expansion, if you will. I've brought in a friend of mine. Sloppy Goose is his business name, and
Sloppy Goose.
He can't love it, man.
Sounds like a mafia title or something.
Well, he's a great guy.
Brian knows him well. He's out of Wilmington, and so there's nowhere in Jacksonville where you can buy the card boxes, supplies, sleeves, pages, things that we need to protect our cards and our collectibles. But he has all of that, and he will be set up right next to me at the Twice as Nice Flea Market. So you don't need to ship. You don't need to wait. You just show up, and he will be there, and he'll have everything you need to protect your cards and collectibles.
So Sloppy Goose has a lot of the everyday stuff to keep the collectibles like they're in mint condition. I ran across a 3-ring binder in filing cabinet the other day, and I meant to bring it today, and I forgot to. All I've done is just basically stuck cards in the 3-ring binder. That's all I've done. But there's so many better ways to protect your cards.
So, well, there's about a 25-year lifespan on that plastic, so I'm sure you're going back at least 30.
Probably.
We need to upgrade you, sir.
So you don't think they're stuck to it or anything?
I think there might be.
Ew, that's not good.
Yeah, because if you get an autograph item, the UV light in here, if you don't protect it, will fade that autograph out.
Really? I did not know that.
I purchased from Sloppy Goose protective covers to protect some of my stuff as well for that reason.
And when you talk about autographs, you got to be careful what you have them sign it with. There are specific pens out there for autographs.
So not just Sharpie.
Sharpie's okay, but everything has its place as far as fading goes.
So there's some that are better than Sharpies.
Yes.
Actual autograph pens.
Ballpoint pens are the best for baseballs.
Yeah,
blue, really?
Yeah, blue ballpoint pens. Yeah.
Yep.
That's interesting. Did not know a lot of this stuff. How in the world? I saw a video on Facebook of a little kid at a golf tournament, and the one of the golfers took him over his bag and signed a golf ball with a Sharpie, I assume. It looked like a Sharpie. How do you sign a golf ball?
I would say about 300 and some dimples on that thing, so it's going to probably not be
it's going to be
consistent.
A little bit, yeah. I would think they've come up with some kind of initials or something they use because you can't write out John Hancock really nicely on a golf ball,
Right.
So What's your next show you got coming up? I think it's in Goldsboro. What, tomorrow?
Well, I'm gonna, if it's okay, let me back up to the new setup over here in Jacksonville. You know, it's down on 3060 Wilmington Highway.
We're backing up.
Right, you did 17 South. It's on the right. Big warehouse, huge, and of course, they got tons of antiques, just like all other places, and what you would expect when you walk into there. But we have a collector's row, a collector's corner. So coveted collectibles will have the Pokemon and some toys. McNeil's Treasures are set up there as well. They're gonna have Funko. So, and my kids sell video games. So and I love the Jordan games, the Kobe games, you know, the Ken Griffey Jr. games. I may not play them, but I put them in my collection. So it's gonna be a very nice collectibles row in there. Now, transitioning to the shows, I want to start by saying, you know, it's not an epiphany, but, you know, last year, you know, I thought about my business model and I thought, you know what, there's no reason for you to come to a show and have to pay an admission to get into the show. Some places charge parking, admission, and if you bring in your family, you're in $20, $30 before you even make a purchase. So all CardCrazy sports shows are free admission, free parking. Okay, so that's something that I think is very important. And I think it goes a long way with the community and the folks who are coming because they're spending $20 just to get in the door. That's $20 more. They could go home with a nice collectible.
That's true. I mean, that would pay for at least one decent item right to start with. Maybe.
It wouldn't pay for this Jacob Slavin bobblehead.
Why is that one so important?
I bought it at the stadium, at the game. And, you know, they charge a little more there.
Yeah.
And I had to get it because of the story. My nephew's roommate knew this guy. So now moving on to the show, we're coming up on Saturday. Yes, sir.
Your nephew's roommate knows Jacob Slavin?
Correct.
So that means you can get him on the show, right?
No, I cannot. I cannot.
I can say that's getting pretty far out.
That I cannot do. But it was an impulse buy. He told me the story. I was like, man, I got to have that one for my collection.
They have a couple games coming up this year. Matter of fact, we're going to one, and Brian's going with me. It's Brent Burns bobblehead night.
I got to get
a lot of alliteration.
If you get it,
there.
Please let me know. If I'm
well, they give them to people in the state. I mean, I can buy one for you.
You set up in the VIP area. You may not get one.
Well, in the VIP area, you know, you hobnob and with the owner and the governor and all that they call them. And so, you don't have time for bobbleheads. No, everybody that gets, I think it's like the first 10,000 people in will get one. So hopefully we can get there early enough.
I may have to go to that. You got an extra seat in that car?
No, I've got 3 tickets taking Chris. So.
I see where I lie on this priority list.
I take up the whole back seat.
Give me that bobblehead back.
My son's a huge Brent Burns fan, so that's the reason.
But if you got somebody that wants to go with you and you want to go up, I can probably get you a couple of tickets still. It's far enough off, so we'll talk about that off the air.
Yes, sir. Sounds great. Now, if it's okay, we're going to talk about Goldsboro.
Let's talk about
so Goldsboro is Saturday. It's going to be 10 to 4. This is our third show in Goldsboro. So far, the first two were a success. We had a good crowd come out. Big variety of vendor setup. So almost anything that you expect to see at a card show. And it's not just cards, it's collectibles as well. But that is at the Goldsboro Event Center. They converted the old golf course into an event center. So it's from 10 to 4. And we have Corin Robinson, who played, and Brian, you may remember him as NC State.
Yep. Absolutely.
He's coming in. He's confirmed 11 to 1 to hang out, do a meet and greet. It's going to be very inexpensive. Once again, free admission. You should not have to pay a lot of money to meet athletes. And so I try and keep it at a reasonable, inexpensive price range. And so, I mean, $10, 2 for $20, bring in any item, no upcharge. If you want to bring a jersey or a football, bring it in. There's no upcharge. A lot of places will do that. Inscriptions.
For premium items.
Yeah,
premium, yes, sir.
Premium items, yes.
Correct. That's right. You know about that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm getting, want to pick my helmet up today. I'm having the decal reworked.
Is it the old style?
No, it's one when I retired from the sheriff's office. The guys actually had called up the NC State and said, hey, we got this guy's retired with 30 plus years. We'd like to hook him up with a helmet. Dave Dorian hooked me up with a game used helmet, signed it on the top. So, but the decal is so huge on it
right.
that you're limited in your space for autographs on it. So
true.
And plus, too, I mean, like tomorrow, Corin Robinson was 1999 ACC Rookie of the Year. So that inscription will be added on to that.
9th picked overall. I forgot how good he really was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
very good.
Very good.
Now, so you got some good retirement gifts when you left, didn't you?
I like that. I like
did you
the
get
hockey.
a hockey stick?
Yeah, a buddy of mine got me a team signed hockey stick for the 25th anniversary.
And that worked out good to be that year too.
Yeah, it did.
That's why you waited to retire for that year, right?
Nah.
Say it was time to go.
It's time to go.
30-some years of dealing with the criminal element in Onslow County. I don't blame you. So you show coming to Goldsboro. Where's it going to be at again? You may have already said.
It's the event center, and it's 1501 South Slocum Street. It's real
Okay.
close to the base there. You got Seymour Johnson's right down the road. It's very decent size. We're going to have 50 tables set up in there, which is about the average. 50 to 70 tables is like where I really like to be to keep the shows. You don't want them too big.
I agree. You want to be comfortable when you're walking around.
True
I've been to one show, 500 tables.
Were they jammed in, or was it a big place?
It was in Dorton Arena, and it was really packed. It was hard moving down the aisles. You really felt like you were forced to keep moving instead of standing at a table and looking at the product. So just
well, Dorton Arena is pretty big though.
But I think they
500
partitioned
tables
it
is a
off,
lot.
right? You didn't have you didn't have open ranges.
Right, just an open space.
Yeah.
So you used to have them at the Goldsboro Country Club there?
That's
Did you
it.
have-
Yeah.
Oh, that is the event center?
Yeah, they
Oh, I didn't know
converted.
that.
Yeah, I'm certain.
So
that's
is the
same
golf
location.
course closed now?
Still open?
Okay, just using it multi-purpose
Yeah,
facility.
they use it for other events. And as a matter of fact, they're so full for the entire year. I had to lock on this year. So we have 4 shows in Goldsboro this year. Great host, great venue. I really enjoy it. It's, the whole concept was let's get shows from here within a 2-hour radius or less. So, Goldsboro for me is about an hour and 20 minutes. But yes, it is at the event center. So it's a great location, 1501 South Slocum Street.
Nice. And you got other shows coming up too, right?
Full
What's your
schedule
next
this
one
year.
after that? You got about
Jacksonville
one a
Mall.
month?
Almost one a month now. That's the goal. Have 4 locations. So what I was alluding to earlier, and Brian, you might remember when I started, it was 3 years ago to Jacksonville Mall, and it was so well received. Well, I expanded out to Wilmington, then Goldsboro, and now Greenville. So if you look at the map, you draw an arc because we're not going to go out into the Atlantic, right?
Yeah.
So within an hour
Well,
and a
you
half
could
radius, basically.
do some offshore card shows.
I like that
the
idea.
illegal, like the pirate shows, because you can't do, get out in international waters like they do with the gambling boat down at
Little
Beach,
River.
so,
Yeah.
Have the high dollar shows.
So the idea is 4 shows. So we'll have one a month so essentially Goldsboro every 3 months, Jacksonville every 3 months, Wilmington every 3 months. So it's just enough time in between at those locations because I think it's all about the community. So we're going to give Goldsboro in that area, Jacksonville in this area. So folks in the community, they don't have to travel 3 or 4 hours to get to a 500 table show and pay $15 to get in the door. Free admission, close location, right in your backyard, full of vendors. It is a great sports card and collectible show.
And you started talking about the one coming up in Jacksonville. Exciting news on that one. You got a big time wrestler coming in.
That's actually going to be Wilmington.
That's in Wilmington. That's in February. I was looking over your notes there. I couldn't.
Yeah,
see. I'm reading them sideways.
It's in March.
You might not want to try and read those. So
Well, how about you tell us about it?
Let's do that.
Okay.
So we're going to start with
I'm going to answer my robocall from Walgreens that my prescription's ready.
Chris was the kid who cheated off your paper. in high
Yeah,
school.
Chris, what are you
That's
doing,
not
man?
a good idea.
That's the secrets over there. What are you doing, eavesdropping?
See, it looks like I know something. So you're telling me that so and so did such right? Yeah, very good. How'd you know?
Wow.
I know these things.
You know about that Batman rookie card, man.
All right, drive on.
Yeah, I'll keep on. So February 16th through 18th, we'll be right here at the Jacksonville Mall. Then we're moving over to Greenville March 30th. April
that's right.
27th, we're down in Wilmington, and we do have a guest coming there. I'm going to continue to work at reasonably priced guests to bring into the show for that fan experience, a meet and greet. So Wilmington, we are going to have Tommy Wildfire Rich.
That's the one in April.
That's correct. And because when I was growing up, my name was Thomas. As I got older, I became Tommy, my favorite wrestler, Tommy Rich, outside of Ric Flair and the Nature Boy. And then as you get older, your name gets shortened to Tom. The next thing you know, it'll be T. So, but Tommy Wildfire Rich he is confirmed. He's out of Myrtle Beach. So he's going to make that hour drive and come hang out with us. And he said, look, I'll be there a couple hours. You need me to stay late? I have no problem doing it. Super nice guy. It was great talking with him. I'm looking forward to getting face to face with him and listening to some of his stories. He was NWA champ. He beat Harley Race, I think, in 81. I had to go back and look because I didn't realize that, man, he only held that belt for 1 week.
He didn't hold it very long.
Right.
So,
Well, we're going to get into that story right after our first break. The Canes, coming off last night's game, are still scoring goals. Just scored a goal. Light went on. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with co-host Brian Bailey and guest today, Thomas Hatchel. We'll be right back on Sports Talk.
We've unlocked the vaults, and we're replaying Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 70s. This week is from January 24th, 1976. That's when Paul Simon taught us 50 ways to leave your lover. Helen Reddy was looking somewhere in the night. Foghat took a slow ride. And the Ohio Players rode the Love Roller Coaster. You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from January 24th, 1976, right here on American Top 40, the 70s.
Check out Casey Saturday mornings 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
You found the one. Now it's time to find the perfect diamond. Buying a diamond is one of the most significant purchases most of us will ever make. Along with natural diamonds, Bradley's Jewelers offers lab-grown diamonds. Bradley's has partnered with the largest diamond grower in the world. What does that mean for you? You get the best selection, price, and quality. And you'll find a large inventory of wedding bands to complete your set. Bradley's Jewelers, 1122 Western Boulevard in front of Staples and Best Buy in Jacksonville.
Great Gas and Oil Company. And of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville. And 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice-cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
The holidays are over, the parties are done, but bodacious savings have just begun at National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. During the Start Something New sales event, get huge discounts on new Jeeps, Ram trucks, and the performance of Dodge. Find yours at nationaldodge.com.
Visit National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram,
Highway 17 in Jacksonville.
It's a national thing. Go National!
Bayshore Animal Hospital, 615 College Street, Jacksonville, may be Onslow County's most complete veterinary clinic, offering small animal and equine medicine. Dr. Timothy Pearson is an equine practitioner. In addition to equine medical and dental services, Bayshore Animal Hospital continues to give compassionate care for all your other furry four-legged family members using the latest in computerized technology. Sea dogs, devil dogs, cool cats, and horses welcome. Bayshore Animal Hospital, Onslow County's complete veterinary clinic, 615 College Street, Jacksonville. Phone 910-939-5298. Doctors Gina Francis and Timothy Pearson.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's Sports Talk live on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. Co-host today, Brian Bailey. Honored guest, Tom Hatchel, talking about the card world, the memorabilia world, the trading card world, all the cool stuff that goes with it. We're talking about the shows coming up. Before we left, we were talking about Tommy Rich is coming to a show you're having in April down at the Wilmington Mall.
Correct.
And you were talking about how he was an NWA title holder one time. What was that? National Wrestling Alliance?
NWA, National Wrestling Alliance. I think it was 81.
They changed so much over the years, but that was back in the heyday, buddy. The 80s and 90s to me was the heyday of wrestling. A lot of people would say the early 2000s, I guess, was Hulk Hogan and all that stuff, but the 80s and 90s, I guess that's when I was more into it, my age and everything. What would you consider to be the golden era?
80s, right there.
80s.
I mean, those guys that I grew up watching. Wahoo McDaniel, Blackjack Mulligan. I never liked Greg Valentine, but he was always there. Of course, Ric Flair and Roddy Piper.
Well, Ric Flair was in every era, from
and he's still
the
going.
70s to every now and then he'll still step in the ring and do something, and I'm like, what are you doing, man?
And
You're 109. I mean, you can only take so many hits to the old tater there,
Right.
So, what is Ric Flair up to now?
He I think he went to AEW or one of the other. He signed with
One of
them.
those new ones?
Yeah.
Living in Tampa.
So, Rick, of course. You could probably get him on the show.
I don't know
Pause
Rick
there.
personally, but I asked about him. I inquired, and it was a large, substantial amount of money.
Oh, I can imagine.
For a short appearance. So,
and I remember one time he was here at the Jacksonville Walmart signing autographs. Do you remember that?
I don't know.
Oh, it was years ago, and I'm like, why in the world did I not get an autograph? Hollywood has a question. Ooh.
Not a question, but I met him once.
An interjection.
When I was working for another radio station in town, and he was at the seafood festival. And he was walking around
At Morehead City.
Morehead City, and he was doing. For a while there, for like a year, he was the spokesman for the North Carolina lottery. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Remember he was down there doing that, and there was he was walking around with Miss Teen, North Carolina, making the rounds, and
that's danger waiting there. Styling and profiling, limousine ride.
He went by our booth, and we got a picture I can show you later. But this was like 12 years ago.
And he was always dressed to the nines.
No, he wasn't.
Well, probably not. Maybe not.
He was like wearing a shirt and t-shirt.
Yeah, but it was still probably something very expensive.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
but
it had his Rolex on and all that.
He was walking around, got a picture, very laid back. He was kind of trying to blend in, I think. But
yeah.
Nice guy, but not a bad nice guy.
I will say you mentioned North Carolina lottery, and I am a self-proclaimed professional prognosticator.
Right. Are you?
Right. So March 11th, sports betting will be legal in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you want picks, just do the opposite of what I take, because I am horrible.
Well, Brian, does that mean you'll start getting in like Super Bowl pools and things like that?
Nah.
Because I've heard people that have them, and I've never really been in one, but I don't know. I've heard they go on though. But does that mean Super Bowl pools will be legal? Probably not, because it's got to all be through the thing where North Carolina can make some money.
Absolutely.
So, I wonder if the state of North Carolina is going to have these big Super Bowl grids that they'll be doing. You know what I mean? Take 10% right off the top. That'd be a brilliant idea, man. You buy spaces on squares, they take 10%, and the winner gets the rest.
I think they take more than 10.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just talking about for like the Super Bowl grids. You know what the grid is?
I do.
I've never been in one, but I've seen them, where the numbers and everything. Yeah. So anyway,
well, I was trying to segue into picking these games. Well,
nice.
I'll wait, but I did.
Tell us about them.
I did bring in a few gifts in here. Not gifts. Let me take that back. A few items to look at. So, well, I'm sure we're going to get to it. So I'm just going to leave these out here in Hollywood. We'll post them, or I'll put them where you can see them here when you can't hold them up.
I can hold one hand.
Wow.
I can see the Batman. What are the other two?
Brian, you want to explain to him who that is?
He's studying it on himself, it looks like.
Brian, let me explain that to who this is. Before there was Barry Sanders.
Yeah, I know who it is.
I know you
I'm
do.
just looking at
I know you do.
the slab of it.
Before there was Barry Sanders.
There was Gil
Now,
Sayers.
if you didn't notice, I wore my Lions jersey today.
Uh-huh.
Gil Sayers.
It's Billy Sims.
Oh, Billy Sims, yeah. From Oklahoma.
And I don't want to get out of order. I know you like to stay in order.
Oh, yeah,
you don't get off on
regimented.
tangent.
We don't
get
know.
off on a tangent.
Now, Billy Sims did go to Oklahoma, right?
Look, I can only go back to his Detroit days.
He went to
But
Oklahoma,
I'm pretty sure he
Heisman
did.
Trophy winner.
So Billy Sims, you know what Detroit endured for so many years. When I say I wore my Detroit jersey, the Panthers are the old Detroit. We're the old Lions. So that's why I wore this today.
They're hidden there.
The difference is our fan base will not come and pack every game. They just they sell their tickets. And
I'm
go
trying
home.
to remain loyal because I thought that's the right thing to do. You remain loyal to your team, even though they're not very good. But I'm going for Detroit.
I hope they win it. I was hoping it'd be Detroit and Buffalo in the Super Bowl, because then you'd have a first-time winner no matter what. And Buffalo's been like, they go 4 times in a row and lost? Was it 4 or 3?
It was 4.
Oh, that's tough. And they got progressively further away as it went along. The first one, Should have won it probably. Second one, the third and fourth one were just not pretty. But yeah, I was hoping for Buffalo and Detroit, but it didn't come to pass. You gotta love kickers, don't you?
Look, you can't blame the game on one play, right?
True. I blame it personally on the play call there to set up for the kick.
Laces out.
You have a chance to go ahead and win the game. Why are you relying on a kicker late in the game on a cold field, kicking an ice block basically? Go ahead and try and win it. They had plenty of time to try and get down there and get a touchdown. And it's like they settled for the kick. And
well, Coach, I agree.
47-yarder is tough. So what's your thoughts on that, Mr. Bailey?
I think the offense should score.
I've never been.
You're bringing the kicker in because you failed.
Right.
You couldn't get it. So you bring the kicker in.
It's like we got
and then it's the kicker's fault
that
it has failed up to that point.
I just wish they'd
you want any kicker cards? They don't make a lot of cards of kickers, right? Adam Vinatieri is probably one of the greatest of all time. And I ran across like 2 or 3 of him, but there's a punter out there named Pat McAfee, probably one of your colleagues.
Yeah.
He has some cards, and I've yet to find one of those, but he only has a few.
Yeah, he was with the Colts, and he was just known for his jacked up style, basically. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll settle for, if you want to give me a kicker card, I'll just give me a punter card, maybe a Ray Guy rookie card or something.
I'm pretty sure I may have that.
Do you really? Yeah. That was probably worth a little something.
Raiders.
Yeah. Because Ray Guy was the quintessential punter. What did you say?
Did he kick barefoot?
Ray Guy? I don't think so. Oh, my gosh. Who were some of the kickers that kicked barefoot, like actual field goal kicking? Can you imagine that game in Buffalo, 19 below, and you're kicking barefooted? Why? Put on a pair of shoes. First of all, who learns to kick barefooted anyway? But there were some barefooted kickers, remember?
There were.
It was crazy time. So card show's coming up. Anything else big we're looking for?
Well, first of all, big. Bowman came out with this great marketing genius. They came out with a Tom Brady baseball card because, he was drafted 6th round, right. I believe, and I'm not sure if it's 6th round, but Montreal Expos.
Did he ever do any minor league baseball?
No. However, they came out with this card. Now, controversial, they photoshopped his image over an old player's uniform. I can't confirm that.
That's because they couldn't find a picture
but
of it.
It hasn't stopped that card for going for thousands of dollars. And they made several of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to do a little more research. So TB12, the GOAT, has a baseball card. It's very hot, very popular, one of the hottest products out there. Probably nothing else in that set, but, man, I tell you, that's a marketing. They're reaching out across lines in sports and baseball and football and collectors and Brady collectors. So I'll never own one. They're rare.
Too far out of the price range.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Well, I know you know a lot about cards just off the top of your head. Just pick some of the ones like rookie cards and how high they are now. Just give us a general, like I'm talking about some of the ones you know are really high. Obviously a Jordan rookie card. Let's go with that. Roughly.
Well, Jordan's rookie card at its peak was when he came out during COVID, and it was perfectly timed. You were back to the I forget
the last
2020-ish. Yeah. That's when everything shot up. So it settled back down. I don't know. You're looking at what, $100,000, depending on the condition of it, right? $20K. You can get a lower version, $5K maybe, a lower grade version, $5K. But the better the grade, the higher the card. The grade means condition of that card, right? The better the condition, the more it's going to go. The new kid on the block is Wembayama. Man, 7'5", 19-year-old French guy over in San Antonio. Yeah, they said don't call him after 9:30 at night because this guy reads every night before he goes to sleep.
Really?
Yeah, it's
one
not.
Of those.
And look, I'm not a LeBron fan, so I'm not going to give him airtime other than this. See, there's memes and pictures of him out there reading a book, and he's always on page 1. They're like, man, does this guy ever actually get past page 1? I laugh at that. Wembayama actually reads every night for an hour before he goes to bed. He's a hot kid. He's young. He's 19. He's got a lot of career ahead of him, and so his products are hot. But look, my girl Caitlin Clark, who I am a fan of, she just set the record for cards. It was a Jim Mint 10 autograph card, and I saw it quickly. I didn't have a lot of time to research it. I've been looking to get one of her autograph cards, but that set the record for, I believe, like a female basketball card. And I forget those numbers, man.
Right now, according to this website, Sports Card Investor, 86 Fleer Jordan PSA 9 will go for about $20,000.
Wow.
Cards are like graded cards, especially are like the stock market. They go up in value, but they very rarely go down in value. They will go down, but graded cards hold value pretty good.
All right, what has the record right now, the all-time highest price for a card? Is it still Honus Wagner?
No, it's Mickey Mantle.
Mickey
What,
Mantle.
12.3 million, 12.6 million? It's the best condition card ever seen, ever come to to the market. We really, every now and then someone keeps finding something in a cigar box in an attic, and it's like mint condition, like it just came
Or
out of the
something
pack.
was stuck in a book somewhere to where it didn't.
A Bible.
Yeah, it kept it perfectly, preserved basically. Now, so baseball is probably the top card as far as like the number, as far as the overall number. What sport has second place as far as their highest ever card that you know of?
Yeah, I think it's basketball.
Who was that? Do you know?
It was probably Jordan. But if you go past that and you look at football, it doesn't get a lot of love in the hobby. You got a lot of those great players like Jim Brown and Gale Sayers and folks that you think that Walter Payton. They're just not holding a lot of value. And like Brian is saying, they're not going to you can wake up one day and it's worthless, right?
Yeah.
It's always going to hold value. But football just doesn't get enough love. But the Wayne Gretzky for hockey has always been, up there. Yeah, if you find that, 79 tops or OPG from Canada, man, if you find that in mint condition, I'm not sure where that number would go. It'd be, 10K or higher.
Yeah. So football is probably the bottom feeder.
I don't like to use that term bottom feeder. I'm a collector at heart, brother.
Well, see, most football cards were us kids that were tough and we played outside and we stuck football cards in our spokes of our bicycle because we were stupid and didn't realize they'd be worth anything. Did you ever do that as a kid?
I did. It didn't take long.
Don't you feel like
I didn't do it long because I got schooled, at an early age. Said, hey, there's a thing called a Beckett. Tells you there's some value. So I grew up in that age where
they
Beckett.
had that, but you're a lot younger than I am.
I am by at least 2 years.
Right. So back in the 70s, you didn't really know what they were going to be worth.
70s, you did not.
And I've got a bunch of old 70s Topps football cards, some of which don't even have the right helmet on them, people. Like the helmet, the logo is blotted out. We still can't figure that out.
That was back, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
The NFL stopped that.
Yeah, they didn't have the license for it, but that 77 Topps you got, you probably have some of the cards that I like. Vince Papale, he came from the movie Invincible by Mark, right?
Yeah.
Wahlberg. So I have that card at home. It's autographed by him. That's one of my favorites. And then there's a few other actors that came out of that set as well. But that's one of the sets that I remember not seeing a logo on that helmet.
Yeah, and some of those 77s, just the ones I can remember, I got Terry Bradshaw, Lynn Swann, Rocky Blyer. I don't know why I remember all the Steelers all of a sudden. Walter Payton. I've got a Walter Payton card in that era. So, there's some that might be worth a little something, Probably not in the best shape, though, because I didn't keep them like I should have. That's the key is once you get one, take care of it, right?
That's right.
And y'all have all the tools to do that.
And we do.
Sloppy Sam or whatever his name is.
Sloppy Goose.
Sloppy Goose.
Correct. Sloppy Goose.
And so I'm gonna go down there one day and check you out at the place. That's right down the corner of Dawson Cabin Road, right?
Yes, sir.
Right before you get to Dawson Cabin Road on the right.
That's right.
All right, Canes have scored another goal. We're gonna take our second break. When we come back, we'll have the Hurricanes watch. Tell you how the Canes have been doing, and then we'll get into more stuff as we go along with all kinds of sports stuff right here on Sports Talk.
The next Goddard's Gold has songs that'll make you laugh, make you smile, and you'll wonder what happened to these groups. Novelty hits from the new vaudeville band, the Royal Guardsmen, the Kingsmen, Daddy Dewdrop, Ray Stevens, Jerry Reed, Sam the Sham, Hermits, Tiny Tim, yes indeed, Shorty Long, novelty hits, next gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 a.m. WSME.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available, and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
Pro Image Promotional Solutions in Jacksonville. A one-stop for your custom tees, sweats, hooded sweats, caps, and outerwear. Pro Image will design uniquely for you. Pro Image will do screen prints, digitize, and embroider right on site at their location in Jacksonville at 51 Plaza Drive B, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, specializing in helping schools, businesses, church groups, civic organizations, and recreation sports teams with uniforms and their team gear. See Mark Houston for ideas on how to make your personal business wear look professional and appealing. For more information, visit proimagenc.com. That's proimagenc.com or call 910-347-0004. Again, that's 910-347-0004. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville.
Don't break a heart or your bank account this Valentine's Day. Be sure to make it a Barnes Diamond Gallery gift for the love in your life. You see, you always get a sweetheart of a deal at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Family owned and operated since 1982. You are guaranteed to find the perfect diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire. Barnes Diamond Gallery also has a great selection of earrings, watches, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and pendants that will make that special person happy this Valentine's Day. Barnes Diamond Gallery custom designs jewelry and pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Make that special person feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Family owned and operated since 1982.
Mark your calendars. The Jones Onslow EMC 2024 annual meeting is almost here. New venue, same family fun. Join us on Friday, March 22nd at the River of Life Church on Gum Branch Road. Registration, food, entertainment, and displays will begin at 5:30 p.m., and the business meeting will follow shortly after. Keeping with tradition, attendees will have the chance to win gifts worth hundreds of dollars. Learn firsthand about how we power our community at this fun-filled event. For more information, visit joemc.com.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
It's Sports Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. It's time for the Hurricanes watch. The Canes are on the uptick. Last Friday when we had to watch, they were on the downtick, had lost 2 games in a row. 5-2 to the LA Kings, and I'm sorry, they had won the game against Detroit. They had to score backwards on here for some reason, but they had won against Detroit that Thursday night. Correction, they won that Friday night after the show. And I was so excited because I was going to the Sunday game, got Champions Club tickets, all that good stuff, and they laid a stinker, 5-2 loss. 2-2, got down 3-2, went a couple of empty netters at the end. So it was a lot closer than what it sounded. But if you don't know about hockey, basically at the end of the game, if you're losing, you're going to lose anyway. You might as well either lose big or try to win. You pull your goalie so there's nobody in front of the goal, and you have an extra attacker to try and score a goal to catch up. They did that down 3-2, and 2 empty netters later, 5-2, and it looked uglier than what it was. Last 2 games on the uptick, 2 nights in a row. They had a little break there of a couple days to get their legs back under them. I think that makes a big difference in hockey. You'll see a team come out a lot better after a break. Like in other sports, Brian, you'll have a little break, and sometimes you're a little rusty. In hockey, it seems to propel them a little bit. Wednesday night they beat the Boston Bruins in Boston 3-2, and they completed their repelling of the Yankee horde, as we call it, 3-2 last night at home against the New Jersey Devils. So tomorrow night I'm going again, so I hope that's not a bad omen for them. They're going to play the is it Coyotes or Coyotes? What do y'all say, Coyotes?
Coyotes.
Coyotes.
Yotes. Just Yotes.
Yotes. It's the Yotes. The Arizona Coyotes, they're going to play tomorrow night at PNC Arena. 7 p.m. puck drop. Tickets are still available. Support your Hurricanes, the only world champion team from the state of North Carolina. Then after that game, they have 2 weeks off, the All-Star break. Champion. So we'll have kind of a lull in there. Anytime you have a hurricane, you have a lull before and a lull afterwards. It's called subsidence.
Right.
How's that for knowledge? Right
Real
there?
quick, let's talk about who is a Spencer Martin guy.
A Spencer Martin
Pitcher, Atlanta Braves, talked a lot of smack last year.
The goalie.
Well, he backed it up. Oh, I thought you said
The goalie.
I thought you were talking the guy at Atlanta.
They pull a goalie in fresh off of Zambonis, and we're almost like,
Is Martin any good?
The goalie they got?
Yeah.
I mean, he
Is he
played
good?
one game, and it's a 3-2 game, and it wasn't that close. He was basically shutting them down. They had a couple of late defensive lapses, really, that cost him, being closer. But he wins his first start with the Canes. Right now, he's the backup goalie to Toronto.
Did he? Yeah.
He was the Wednesday night win over Boston in Boston.
I love that win.
And Boston's the number 1 team.
Yeah, Boston's the best.
And it's funny because the Canes seem to play to the competition, like the old Carolina Tar Heels used to in basketball. Boston's leading their division. They beat them. The Rangers. Who is the other one? The Western team. Vegas. When Vegas had the best record in the league, come in and beat them like 5-2. So the Canes are really doing a good job, and they're. Let me get the standings up here. Right now, the Canes are 2 points out of the Rangers, 61-59 in the Metro Division. They're ahead of the Flyers, the Philadelphia Flyers, who were with 56 points. So they beat the Bruins, who are the leaders in the Atlantic Division. At the time, they beat the Golden Knights. They were the leaders in the Pacific Division, and then the Metro Division leaders, the Rangers, they beat them like 5-2. So it's like they step up for the better team. So maybe that bodes well for the playoffs. Really, all you got to do nowadays is get in the playoffs. Any sport, you don't have to be the number 1 team. All you're get in the playoffs, be healthy, and get on a run.
Well, just like with Martin, where did he come from? The Winnipeg?
Yeah.
You look at a team that's not good this year, but he gets picked up by Carolina, and the culture at Carolina is nothing like he's ever seen before.
That's right.
So you think too, it makes him want to play better. So I think he did just that the other night against the Bruins.
And it's not just a local thing. The NHL named Carolina the loudest house in the NHL.
That's correct.
Right.
I mean, that's from the NHL just because there's something about in the playoffs. You put a little towel on a seat and people go crazy. Maybe that's what Pittsburgh discovered years ago with the terrible towels. That's why they do those.
You got All-Star game coming up, second half of the season, the push. They're going to be in the mix, brother. I think they have a really good shot is raising this cup up again.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get you a new statue.
I'm going to find a cup to go with it.
We'll get you another Brenda Moore.
If not, I'll get a big thimble or something. No, that Brendan Moore. Oh, yeah. Talking about the new
Correct.
version. Yeah.
That's right.
He'll be wearing a coat and tie then.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Now, let's jump on this day in sports while we have this little short run here, and then we'll finish up on our last segment with all card stuff, and we're going to hit some sports stuff too and make some picks also. All right, this day in sports, this is January 26th. All this stuff happened at some time or another on January 26th. In 1913, on January 26th, Jim Thorpe relinquishes his 1912 Olympic medals for playing 2 seasons of semi-professional baseball before competing in the Olympics. So he gave up his amateur status, apparently. All right, Tom.
1924, American skater Charles Jutrall claims the first ever Winter Olympic gold medal, wins 500-meter speed skating event in 44 seconds at the Chamonix Games in France.
1960 high school basketball sensation Danny Heater scores 135 points. Good.
You talk about heaters. Is that where the term came from?
Yeah, I guess, man.
All right, in 1963, Major League Rules Committee votes to expand the strike zone. I wonder what it was before. Had to be the height, because the width is the plate. So it had to be knees to elbows or armpits.
1969, first Australian Open women's tennis. Margaret Court wins inaugural Open event, beats American Billie Jean King 6-4, 6-1.
So they name like a lot of the basketball court after like Roy Williams Court. So if they named a court after her, would it be Court?
Interesting. 1982, in a 9-2 NHL win over Pittsburgh Penguins, the New York Islanders scored 4 goals within 1 minute and 38 seconds, 5 within 2 minutes and 37 seconds, and 6 goals in a 6-goal first period.
Wow. I've been to games like that too.
And last night we were 90 seconds in.
Yeah.
And Aho scored the first goal.
Scored first. And I've seen him score within the first minute. Seen him scored off the break just about.
That's the thing about hockey. It turns quick, buddy.
And you're firing at the net the whole time. We call it the basket, the biscuit in the basket. You're hitting the biscuit to the basket the whole game. All of a sudden, it just start going in, All right, in 1985, Edmonton Oilers Wayne Gretzky scores his 50th goal in the 49th game of the season. That's a pretty good goals per game average there.
If you're going to bet on him.
Yeah.
1991, Australian Open women's tennis. Monica Seles becomes the only Yugoslav player, male or female, to win a Grand Slam singles title.
Are you skipping them on purpose?
Did I skip some? What are you
Chris
talking
skipped
about?
one. You skipped one.
I skipped one.
Where do we skip?
No, we didn't. We got them all.
I've got apparently
Unless
all
your
those
list is
tennis
different than
ones.
ours.
Okay.
You print them off the thing, but you don't print all of them, do you?
Yeah, Yana Novotna is who lost to Monica Seles.
Did you missed 1985 and 1982?
Oh, we did it.
You did the Penguins.
Have you had a spell over there?
You did the Penguins and the
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how many goals you score that quick.
Yeah, I did the one at 82.
Hollywood, are you okay?
I'm all right.
Are you on your meds?
Okay, I'm all right.
All right. Which one is
91 Jan Stonerud.
Is that me?
No, that's me. 91. Jan Stonerud becomes first pure place kicker to make NFL Hall of Fame.
Wow. Has it? I mean, how many have there been since then?
Be looking for his card this weekend.
That's
Jan
right.
Stonerud,
I have
yes.
some of those Miami Dolphins. I think. I don't think there's more than one, maybe 2.
And then you got somebody like George Blanda that played every damn thing, every position. He played. He was kicker, punter, quarterback, all at one time. It's me. I'm sorry. 1992 Super Bowl XXVII. Let's see, 26. Is that it? Okay. In the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Washington Redskins defeat the Buffalo Bills. We talked about them, the hard luck Bills earlier. 37-24. The MVP was Mark Rippon, Washington quarterback.
It's interesting. A lot of things that we're talking about on the show is actually on this Today in History.
Yeah.
So we'll keep it going. 1997, Mario Lemieux ties NHL record with 4 goals in the third period as Pittsburgh wins 5-2 at Montreal. 39th career hat trick and 13th four-goal game, right?
Wow.
Tying NHL record shared by the great one, Gretzky, and Mike Bossy.
You talk about 3 of the best right there ever to play: Lemieux, Gretzky, and Bossy.
And in 2020, LA Lakers basketball legend Kobe Bryant dies in a helicopter crash in foggy conditions in the hills over Calabasas, Southern California, considered one of the greatest players in the game's history.
Yeah, that was a sad day.
No doubt. It was great.
And how many times you talk about these players that mostly in sports that die early? A lot of times it's air related. They're traveling all the time with those things. You had in a couple years' time in NASCAR, you had Davey Allison and Alan Kulwicki both, die in plane crashes or helicopter crashes.
Well, and then you got Ric Flair who lived.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he lived through a plane crash?
Him and several other wrestlers. Yeah.
Wow. Where was that at?
He broke his back.
Minnesota. Was it over Minnesota
I don't
or
recall the location.
North
You
Carolina?
right.
I believe it was over Charlotte, wasn't it?
It's here in North Carolina.
It was here in North Carolina, I think.
What's
Yeah.
it?
You had to look it up, but he did survive a plane crash.
And same way with as Hollywood will attest, he has great musical background knowledge. You know, musicians. I mean, obviously Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper and Richie Valens, the famous Clear Lake, Iowa plane crash. You got Leonard Skinner, just a lot of
John Denver.
Yeah, I mean, these people travel all the time. John Denver was just, you know, he was flying in he had made like a kit plane type thing, you know, ultralight type thing. But still, these guys, their lifestyle, and they're always on the road. You know, it's just a tough deal with that with celebrities.
Well, Chris,
I don't have that problem because I'm not rich enough to travel.
Let me add, Kobe Bryant broke my heart because he was one of those guys I liked post playing years.
Yeah. Yep. Well, the Canes have scored their third goal. We're going to take our last break, come back, and finish up here on Sports Talk.
All right, Jacksonville and beyond, it's your friend Rick Dees. Every weekday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., your daily Dees, right here on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Welcome to Lincoln & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Since the 1930s, people have trusted the local law offices of Attorney John Drew Warlick for personal injury, family law representation, and traffic offenses. That's over 90 years serving the legal needs of people throughout Onslow County, which makes the law offices of John Drew Warlick your hometown law firm. So when you need the services of an attorney, and at some point most people will, the law offices of Attorney John Drew Warlick is here for you. For an appointment, phone 910-455-7700 or visit their location, 313 New Bridge Street, right here in downtown Jacksonville.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Wismart and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Hello, everyone. This is Bill Mercer thanking each one of you that have chosen Bartley Insurance Services for your Medicare needs. We are so appreciative of the great response and your trust in our great staff. We've been here since 1983 and take pride in providing the local flavor that those 1-800 folks just can't match with the very same products. Please call Bartley Insurance Services at 910-346-2170 or come by our office on Henderson Drive to discuss life, health, disability, long and short-term care today. Here's wishing you all a happy and healthy 2024. Thank you.
It's Sports Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor, co-host Brian Bailey, co-host Tom Hatchel. You're up to co-host status because I think you guys could come in one day and say, I just, had to be in Myrtle Beach eating crab legs or something. You guys could come in and just run the show. So we'll put you on it one day, and I'm going to take a break one day. How about that? Sound good?
Let me think.
Everybody else going, yes, please do take a break.
And with Brian over here, as you can look, he actually preps. You see that right there?
He does. I prep too.
Well, Brian can lead.
Yeah,
I'm a good
I brought
second.
my Powerade.
You prep, yeah.
I brought the Powerade today. That was my prep.
I'm just joking.
All right. Well, let's get into the card stuff again. Anything else? First of all, let's talk about some of the goings on in sports. Then we'll finish up with the card show stuff. Of course, this weekend, big weekend in football, the NFC and AFC championships. Let's get everybody's picks here. I'm gonna have them on my phone. I've got where everybody's called. First of all, you got the Chiefs at the Ravens. Let's see what the weather's gonna be like. First of all, what y'all's picks for that game?
Ravens.
The weather will be 49 degrees and mostly cloudy, so no chance of snow or anything like it was, the last few games up there. There's been some tough weather in some football games. Man, that Buffalo deal, I don't know. It's just like it was nothing but called for nothing but snow, the whole thing. Then all of a sudden there was no snow during the game. The field looked pristine. They did a great job. Now in the stands, people are sitting in snow. I don't see how you do that. That's got to be cold. I don't care who you are. There's no way they can get all that snow out of the stands. Don't you want to go up there and get paid $20 an hour to shovel snow?
No.
After the first hour, I'd be like, just keep my $20. Yeah. I'm going to the house because shoveling snow is not an easy task. What you, Brian? Next time you want to go up there and we'll hit the red eye and get there about 10 o'clock at night to shovel snow throughout the night.
It's a bucket list. Let's do it.
And how about our boy Jason Kelsey? Did you see that?
I did see that.
Okay, here's the backstory that people don't know. He didn't get there in time to mingle with Bills Mafia out, the way that, because Bills Mafia, they're different than like Eagles fans. Eagles fans, they just want to tear your heart out and cuss at you and throw beer cans at you. Bills Mafia, you can go hang out with him and party with him and break a table with him. That's what he wanted to do, was get out there with him and get videoed, jumping off a pickup truck, busting a table, NWA style.
That's right.
They got there late and he did not get that opportunity. So he basically soothed himself with a lot of cold beverages, as you can imagine, including the one he had in his hand when he stripped his shirt off, jumped out of the box in Buffalo, and mingled with the fans out there in the snow. I mean, that was just one of them cool things, And it's almost like it looked like the Incredible Hulk coming out of that thing.
It did. That can look so small in his hand.
It did. And did you see the people make like a buffer zone around him? Nobody came up with a high five. They were almost like, I really don't know if I want to.
Well, there was a lot of law enforcement and security around that window.
True. So he hops out. He's in the box with Taylor Swift. And
he's becoming a fan favorite.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if he don't come back again. I mean, you can just tell that the juices are still there. We'll see. We'll take him to Carolina. I mean, we need all the help we can get on the offensive line.
I wore my Lions jersey today.
So who did you have? Ravens or Chiefs?
Ravens.
This doesn't mean who you want to win. It means who you think will win.
We'll split the difference on some of these.
Yeah. All right. And the other matchup, and then I'll give everybody's picks for the other ones. You got the Lions, the sentimental favorite, at the San Francisco 49ers. Go, Tom.
I think the San Francisco 49ers will win that game. However, I am cheering for Detroit.
69 and sunny in San Francisco. But as Mark Twain once said, the coldest winter I ever spent was summer in San Francisco. That doesn't mean it's still not going to be a little chilly. All right, who you got, Brian? Detroit at San Francisco?
Detroit.
I'm picking Detroit too. I think San Francisco's prime for the upset. I think the Chiefs will take the Ravens. I think it's going to be the two underdogs, the two road teams. I'm not sure you ever can call the Chiefs an underdog in an AFC Championship game, but they're on the road, so we'll go with that. But it wouldn't surprise me to see the two road teams win. What about you? What do they have to do to win? What do the Chiefs have to do to win?
So I'm taking the home teams, right? So I'm not taking the Chiefs.
Right, but what would you say the Chiefs would have to do to win?
Well, let me go coach hat real quick. Don't turn over the ball, protect the ball, outscore your opponent. Don't give up many points.
Well, I guarantee now that one there is very adroit.
They can't stop Lamar. They can put him in a box, but look, Lamar has an arm. Okay, he's underrated from throwing because everybody focuses on his legs. And I think he beats him with his legs, so I think he's better than Mahomes at this point. Mahomes done too many commercials.
Yeah. You saw where his helmet busted, right?
I did, and the company came out and said, well, that's why we designed him. We saved his life. We protected him. It did what it was supposed to do.
So, such cold weather, probably from a hit from before or something, who knows. Do they use different helmets every game or same helmet as long as it's still working?
I'm not sure.
Probably same helmet, I would think. So it could have been, cracked from another game or something. But I like the he's with State Farm, I think. And so there was a thing that said if he was with Allstate, he'd have been protected from mayhem like this. That's right. showed the helmet exploding. A lot of good stuff you can find off the internet. All right, let's go to our prognosticator experts here. Experts, because we all tend to not do so well. Other than Jerry Allen, who was the champ this year. We'll give Jerry props again. All right, these are going to be for the pro games this week. Steve Goodson's got Kansas City and San Francisco. Dave Miller's got Baltimore and San Francisco. And Joey Mahowchik has Kansas City and San Francisco. So pretty much the Niners are pretty much the big favorite. It looks like everybody's got going. Wouldn't you agree with that probably? Which in my opinion means they're primed for an upset.
Any given Sunday, right?
Any given Sunday. That'd make a good movie. All right, let me find these others here.
Like The Replacements.
The Replacements, yeah. A lot of great football movies out there. What's your favorite football movie, Tom?
Yeah, Remember the Titans. It ranks up there, next to The Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds.
My favorite football-wise would have to be, I don't know, I like the high school ones, Varsity Blues and Friday Night Lights. What's yours, Brian?
I had to go with Radio.
Oh, man, that's a great one.
That is a good
As a
one.
matter of fact, I was just looking through, since I'm an NC State fan, they had Junior Day. NC State hosted Junior Day this past weekend, and a young man from TL Hanna is being recruited by NC State, a defensive back. I thought it was pretty good.
That's awesome. Well, looking at our picks that I gave you, that was the podcast crew. And, of course, the only one that's missing is Mike Irvin, as usual. Mike, if you're out there listening, text me your picks. This is the rest of the crowd and the prognosticators' picks. You got Bob Warlick has Baltimore and San Francisco. Harry Brown, Baltimore and San Francisco. Tim Foster, Kansas City and Detroit. I know I'm doomed now because that's the two I'm going to pick. And now that Tim's picked them, I'm probably pretty much doomed. Brian North has Frisco, so I'm assuming Baltimore and Frisco and San Francisco. Ashley Mosley has Kansas City and San Francisco, and Jerry Allen has Baltimore and San Francisco. The only other one I don't have, I do have Chris Miller's. Chris Miller has Baltimore and San Francisco. So a lot of people going with the home teams, the favorites, and I'm going with the exact opposite. It worked out really good for the high school thing. Almost got me, over the top there at the end by picking all West teams. The West is just so much more stronger in high school football. That's just what it is.
Right now.
All right, now let's talk about a couple of the local teams, the Cardinals. Do you have that information? Do you have the schedule over there, Hollywood? I can give you a minute to find it. It is J.H. Rose tonight, right? Even though we're not broadcasting it, it's on the road. But the Cardinals, we got J.H. Rose tonight. So travel up to Greenville, find you a nice barbecue place, and go watch the Cardinals and support them. Tonight, Southwest will be on the road at Wallace Rose Hill, so go up there and support the Stallions. Both those teams, ironically, have two of the best ladies teams in the area in the eastern part of the state, and they don't play each other. I've asked why several times. I've been told by one side that the other team won't play them. I think the other side says they can't get it due to scheduling. So, coaches, there's some date out there somewhere where you two can get together and play. The two dominant teams in the county, I think, should be playing each other. It's like Southwest and Jackson will play each other in boys basketball. For some reason, the girls don't play. So maybe they can get that together. You guys got anything else going on in the sports world this weekend? Hurricanes hockey is the last game before the All-Star break. We talked about that. There's still tickets available if you want to get there and check out a hockey game. And, of course, the big thing is going to be the NFC Championship game.
Well, the big thing is Saturday night WWE Royal Rumble.
Is that this Saturday?
My son's reminding me we have to leave the show in time to get. I said, look, it doesn't
So
start
this in Raleigh, right?
Yeah, I think it's 8 o'clock at night. So
Are you going to that show?
No, we're going to be at the Goldsboro Card Show. So by the time we wrap it up and get home, we'll get home plenty of time. But that is Saturday night.
Where's it at again?
When are they filming in Raleigh?
It's not Raleigh because we're at the hockey game.
Yeah. So I'm not sure the date, but it is.
They're
It
coming
is
to
on the
PNC
schedule.
pretty soon,
I
yeah.
looked at tickets and then I just quickly closed my book.
Is it like a Raw or a Rumble or what is it? The one coming to PNC?
Yeah, I didn't go back and look it up.
Raw. I did went to one of those years ago. My son was big into wrestling at that time, that age, and we went to a Raw show there, and it was very impressive. The pyrotechnics, all that stuff. You go to these what's called house shows, and they're just nowhere near as good.
I went to the house show at Southwest.
Yeah, but they're just not quite the over the top stuff. But it's a smaller venue.
It's good entertainment.
So you're
man.
tight.
It's good entertainment.
It is.
And I didn't get to go to that when I was gone somewhere. A football game or
Eating
something.
crab legs in Myrtle
I think
Beach.
It was Duke Carolina football weekend or something, but it was something we were going to.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up tomorrow and go to Goldsboro and get up with Tom and Corn Robinson, and then I got to go to a basketball game at Greensboro Coliseum.
Nice.
My son's reffing a game, UNCG versus Mercer.
Nice.
Mercer. Now, Mercer's that stuff you get that's infectious in it.
It's Mercer.
Mercer. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Have Mercer on me.
I don't want no Mercer. I don't want no Mercer. Not after I had surgery. I don't want no Mercer.
Can I hit on this narrative real quick?
Sure.
Because
you can hit on whatever.
Yeah, let me just talk for a second on the Detroit Lions. Right. There's a narrative, right? Two things. The reason I picked Baltimore, because I think they're better teams. But Harbaugh, and I don't know John from Jim, Michigan won the national championship. So now his brother's going to win the Super Bowl. That's just how it works. It's the universe lines up. But then again, Michigan won, but now Detroit Lions is in Michigan. So it would make sense that, well, the Lions may actually win because we know championship stays in cities. You know, multiple sports from the same city can win championship. It has happened quite a few times. So a couple narratives. Harbaugh brothers get championships in the same year, or Detroit. And we know what they went through for so many years. The same year the Michigan Wolverines win the championship, maybe the Detroit Lions can do it as well.
Can you imagine the streets of Detroit after they win the Super Bowl? I don't want to be up there. It's just going to be, I mean, it'll be a great party, but it's going to be wild. When you talk about a team that suffered now, possibly the only team that suffered more is the Cleveland Browns. What did you say?
Well, they went winless.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
1992 was their last.
You know, even Calvin Johnson was great on that team, man. They had some
and
great
they had
players.
Stafford and Johnson at the same time. I mean, you know what I'm talking about? Is Stafford went on to LA and won a world title his first year, or a Super Bowl title the first year. So they had some talent. It's just somehow it never came together. And then you had like the Packers, tearing their heart out every year on Hail Marys at the end of the game. And Aaron Rodgers is not probably the most liked person in Detroit.
Yeah. So, Chris, and I know I just want to circle back to CardCrazy because we are on year 4. So if you're not following us, I'm on Facebook, CardCrazy Sports. My followers increased through the years because we expanded to the different towns like Goldsboro.
Mm-hmm.
We have a footprint in Goldsboro. Now we're moving into Greenville. Did one show last year. I got 2 planned this year to see how it goes, see if we can grow. I've been asked to come out of state to Myrtle Beach, as a matter of fact, Florence, South Carolina, other locations. But we're trying to keep it small, inexpensive, but a great family experience. Bring the kids, bring the family. There's a lot to see and do there. But my point is follow CardCrazy Sports on Facebook, on that page, and that's where I post all the shows, the entire schedule. And as vendors, they fill up months in advance. There's no shortage of people that want to display their collectibles.
I can imagine Myrtle Beach will probably be a nice locale for one, as far as especially talking guests into coming. You've already got some of them down there. You got Tommy Rich already there.
Let me
others that would be hard to talk into coming to the beach.
Come on across the street.
Let me speak on just a patron and Tom's shows at CardCrazy Sports. Class act. If you're a collector like I am, and he does have an autographed guest, your chances of getting a better autographed signature at a lower price is the way to go, because when you start going to the CSA shows in Chantilly, you're going to be paying a lot of money. There's a Hall of Famer, Dwight Stevenson, is going to be signing this weekend with your buddies. 757, is it 757?
Virginia Beach.
Yeah, Virginia Beach. He's going to be down there. There's just a lot of opportunity as far as a collector goes. You mentioned earlier about impulsive buying. There's those collectors too. Like, oh, I got to have that. I got to get that. Just go in with a game plan as a customer and talk to these collectors, because they're more than willing to help you out. If you're looking for something, 9 times out of 10, if they don't have it, they'll say, hey, that guy over there has it.
Now, will some of these collectors buy stuff at the show? Like you bring them something
they're always buying.
That's the number one collect.
Well, I know
that's the number one question I get.
I don't know during the show if they would.
So listen, I'm different than everybody else because I think it's all about the people. So bring your stuff to the show. If it's in a shoebox or in your car, it's okay. Walk around with your stuff and say, are you interested in buying this? And if you go through the 50 tables we have there in Goldsboro, everyone's going to take their time and help you. Right. Yeah. Or else they wouldn't be part of the team if you're not going to be professional and take care of the fans, the customers, the patrons. Right. So, yes, you're welcome to bring your stuff in, get it appraised. Say, hey, what do you think this is selling? What do you think I can get for this? And go around, take it around to other vendors and see, if you can get what you want to get for it. So yes, vendors
Maybe
are always
across
buying.
that guy that wants that card, specifically. Now, give us the rundown time-wise and everything on it. It's not Friday this week. It's just Saturday, right?
It is just Saturday, a one-day show, the Event Center in Goldsboro, 1501 South Slocum Street. It is a 10 to 4 show. Our autographed guest is 11 to 1. So doors open to the public at 10 o'clock. And I will tell you this, the last 2 shows was in a tropical storm, horrible wind and rain, and they did great. And then I found out now it's supposed to rain again tomorrow, so I'm looking for another great show.
Not a nor'easter, though. At least.
No, that's right.
We don't want more of those. Well, good. We look forward to seeing it. We're going to the Canes game tomorrow night, but I might just snake up there a little while in the morning and hit the Goldsboro show. I'd love to come see it. You said you're going first thing on the way?
Yeah, I'll probably leave about 10:30, get up there and talk to Corin and head on up to Greensboro.
Make sure you go check out the show. Bring your stuff to get autographed. And bring your money and buy some stuff, right?
Yes, sir. Enjoy the show.
And
Bring
then they
the
can
family.
catch you now down at Twice as Nice down there. You got a booth down
Local, come on down. Always got deals. If I'm going to be there more often, I'm going to try and spend, almost every day down there for a few hours, if not from 10 to 5, 10 to 6. I think it's important because I love to meet and greet with people when they come by, meet the local collectors. And it seems like almost every day I'm meeting new people where I'm thinking, man, I've been doing this 4 years locally, and I'm still meeting new people. So it's fun. Enjoy it.
All right. If I check out the show this week, Hollywood, you have something to add?
Well, before we leave, I would like to ask collectively here, why did the Falcons not pick Belichick for head coach? Why is he having such a hard time when the
He
guy
probably want to be president, general manager, grand poobah. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you think about
I haven't heard the word on that.
think
one.
about
either.
Oh, and we would be remiss not to say that the Panthers have a new head coach.
Nope. No,
They
we
don't?
don't. I don't know what
It's not
this guy
official
is.
yet?
No, why didn't we take Vrabel? I like Vrabel. It ain't all about Tom Hatchel, right?
But they've signed the guy, though, right?
They did sign
So
the
we do
guy.
have a new head coach.
We have him, but go look at his defensive track record over at Tampa. I mean, I'm not convinced,
Well,
but back to
he's an
Hollywood,
offensive coordinator,
I
right?
think
He's an OC.
Let's talk about
go back and look at his numbers.
But Belichick's the story, man. He's won more Super Bowls than anybody.
Wait a minute. Brady did that, not Belichick, right? So everyone's reading into that.
It depends on how you look at it.
That's right.
Yeah.
They were successful without him, just not as successful. They got there with Drew Bledsoe, remember?
I love Drew Bledsoe. When he got hurt and they brought in Brady, I was like, who's this kid? I didn't like the guy. Still not a big fan, but I did admit he is the GOAT after 7 Super Bowls.
Then look at the same thing with the Packers. You had Don was it Mikowski?
Yeah.
Is that the way it's pronounced? The Magic Man or Magic, however it was. They call him the Magic Man.
But
Goes down.
It's just up in the air, right?
Brett Favre comes in, and next thing you know, Brett Favre's a legend.
That's a great question, Hollywood. I'd love to dig into that and find out why.
I'll get with my people and find out by next week.
Where's he going to go?
Belichick? I don't know if there's many places left. Unless Jerry Jones reconsiders things in Dallas.
What he's 15 games or so away from beating Shula.
Yeah.
15 games. That's it, right? He'll beat the all-time record.
See, and the thing is, there was some reason the Panthers went ahead and got the guy they got because they didn't want to have to wait a week for there was another one that was going to be available. They didn't want to have to wait a week for him to play. Was it
Vrabel had
Vrabel?
an interview, but apparently not.
I thought he was a good fit. GM is Dan Morgan. My first Carolina Panther jersey was a Dan Morgan.
That's
and
the one I wear to games
and I
now.
went to one of the games early on, and everybody's, who's Morgan? You're about to find out. 55 linebacker.
From Miami.
I love that we have him, and I think he's going to do great as the new lines. We got a long ways to go to suffer, right? But I think they do improve it. But then they brought in a coach I didn't really think that we were going to
How's
go
it
after.
pronounced? Is it Canales? Canales?
I'm not sure.
Well,
We'll have to
with the
figure that out.
Panthers, like when they first built the stadium, right,
Uh-huh.
in the 90s, and the owner then, and what they achieved, I mean, when they changed the ownership when they were bought out, did the whole culture change then?
Yeah.
I mean, everything's changed, and they haven't really achieved.
I've
what they-
said it on here before. People are probably tired of hearing it, but
Yeah.
he said, I'm going to come in and change everything Jerry Richardson did. And that includes playoffs and winning, apparently. Because
And it did change.
He's done just that.
Yeah.
Richardson had a little run in with a cheerleader or two and made some claims. And he went out and sold the team. But look at all the great things. I mean, you can't condemn a man over, without looking at all the great things he did. We would not have football in Carolina if it weren't for Jerry Richardson.
Right.
Nobody else wanted to bring it here. He was the Hardee's guy that made his money through hard work and and doing what he's supposed to, and then comes along, brings the team to the Carolinas, and everybody wants to vilify him. But if it was one of those things like the election where you see George Bush looking out from behind a thing, you miss me now, don't you? That type thing.
Anyway, I was just curious about that.
I don't know. I mean, what's still available? Does anybody know what's still open? The Redskins are still available, isn't it?
Yes, Seattle and Redskins, I think.
Seattle might be.
The guy's he's 71. He's 71 years old too.
Oh, yeah.
So.
But like you said, he's you have an excellent season and he's got the record. You have 2 500 seasons and he's got the record. So I mean, I think he's probably going to try and get the all-time record.
I think if he didn't have that, if he wasn't where he was, he'd probably say retire.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he's obviously still got the stamina and the will to do it.
That's right.
Well, in typical Panthers fashion, they jump at something that probably would still be available. It's like draft picks. You can Mitch Trubisky, the Bears traded up to get somebody that would have been available there anyway.
All right.
They wasted those draft picks. This guy still would have been available in a week, but there's somebody, I can't remember who it is. It's one of the coordinators for the teams that are still playing. The name just escapes me. That the Panthers really liked and wanted to interview, but they didn't want to wait a week for him to be available.
Wow.
So anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think Canales might still have been available. Let's put it that way.
I got you.
So anyway,
All right.
David Tepper, we'll see if he can turn things around. I have my doubts. Sports Talk is powered by Barnes Diamond Gallery, National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Wismart Chappie's Chicken and Great Gas and Oil, Bayshore Animal Hospital, Golden Corral, the law offices of John Drew Warlick, Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer, Lane Associates Family Dentistry, Humphrey Heating and Air, Jones Onslow EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, and Southern Touch Painting. And thanks to Helen's Kitchen for those delicious vittles we're getting ready to dive into. And thanks to Downey's Heating and Air for sponsoring the Hurricanes Watch. So make sure you go to YouTube and you can find our shows at YouTube at WSM. And you can find Facebook and watch live at freedom971.com. Of course, 97.1 on the FM dial, 1120 on your AM dial. So we're always there. We're there for you. Thanks, Brian Bailey, for being co-host today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom Hatchel, for being the guest, co-host.
Yes, my pleasure. Love being in.
Exalted guest, whatever we want to call you. Anything else you want to add before we go? Are we good to go?
No, I appreciate everything, guys. It's always a pleasure. So thanks for having me.
Come out and check out the show tomorrow in Goldsboro, and we'll see you next week on Sports Talk.
Coming to air in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to the Pocket Confessional, my child. Please type in your sins.
You've been very bad. You'll never work that one off.
Rick D's. It's your daily D's. I can't believe this. Look at last weekend of January 2024 coming up. And the 3 words that I hear the most right now, I blew it. So many of the resolutions, I blew it. Don't say I blew it. Just say I'm challenged. Let's move on. Last weekend, some people have decided to stop drinking for the month of January. Now back into it for February. About 2 weeks away from Valentine's Day. Can you believe it? It is Rick D's. Happy birthday to Kevin D's, a friend of mine. Happy birthday.